and welcome back to Global Shift. Tomorrow the Arab nations in Cairo will be standing at what I believe will be a generational crossroads. The fate of the Palestinians lies entirely in their hands now that events in Syria have removed the axis of resistance from the equation. Egypt is leading on the reconstruction plan, which will submit to President Trump, and the Arab nations meet to set the political framework for this. The Saudi statement of February the 11th was an unusually strong one, demanding a Palestinian state in no uncertain terms in the context of negotiations with the United States. But Netanyahu is challenging them once again by restarting the starvation of Gaza. He, for one, doesn't believe that they have the guts to stand up to his brutality and barbarism. If Arab leaders think that they can appeal to President Trump somehow to mediate a solution, they should look at how things are evolving on the Ukraine front. There, Trump is not fully in control. An article just posted on the Global Shift website goes further into the detail of why Putin pulled Assad out of Damascus the way he did, causing a total collapse of the Syrian Arab army in the face of invading groups of Takfiri and rebel fighters. At the end of the day, he did it because he wasn't going to fight with Israel in the midst of delicate negotiations with Trump, whilst Trump himself was facing considerable pressures from an apparently relatively confident Euro-American military-industrial complex. Trump is clearly not in controlling in Israel either. We have to remember that he is a one-term president, and this apparently seems to be working against him at the moment as he faces his antagonists. Musa Abu Marzouk from Hamas's political bureau recently stated how he had reservations now about October the 7th because of the scale of the destruction in Gaza. When you think about that statement, it's really an indictment of the Arab nations that just let this devastation take place, looking on all this time without taking any action. Saudi Arabia certainly seems to be taking its leadership of the Arab world seriously, and this is very welcome. It is turning things around diplomatically in the region in a major way, especially after the 20th of February mini-summit in Riyadh. But the Arab region has been convulsed by catastrophes. The Egyptian coup of 2013, the counter-revolutionary rampage, the 7-year war in Yemen from 2015, the Qatar blockade, the Sudanese civil war raging since 2023, the problems with the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, financed by the Gulf states, that threatens hundreds of millions of lives along the Nile. And now this genocide. The amount of money that the Gulf states have wasted on all this is close to $1 trillion. Now the leaders of the Arab nations have the chance, gathered together, hopefully as a unit, to decide on the future in a positive way. We can only pray that they have seen the light and that they understand that united they stand and divided they fall. Israel itself is a dying star, undergoing what can only be described as a supernova. It's an explosion of a dying star. This is not a rationally expanding state with any plans for the future. There is no political reality to this greater Israel, this mad rush to settle the whole area. Should Israel expel the Palestinian populations from their lands as they want, they will simply self-destructively cause the counter-revolutionary dam erected since the Arab Spring to collapse. Now there's a good chance for all the Arab leaders to align themselves with their own people and to change the future by standing firm with them. March the 4th and the 5th is a crossroads. It seems as if the desert has frozen over. It's time now for the heat of action to follow that. Let's see what happens. Thank you for listening.